There are specific instructions that God may give to you, and that does not mean that it is general for everyone. So when God is calling you to consecration, for example, He may tell you to stay off social media, but that does not mean that everyone should stay off social media, right? God may tell you, I don't want you watching movies. That is it. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Miss Maimane Chukwudi, and we are back here again in another video. And today I'm going to be starting a new series titled Reviewing Biblical Friendships. So I want to dive into the friendships in the Bible and draw out insights from those friendships and things that we can learn, from the stories in the Bible, from the friendships in the Bible. Friendships are a great part of our lives as human beings, and it's even more important for us as believers because we know we cannot just make any kind of friend, right? We have to have godly friends. So it's a very, very important thing. It's a very important part of our lives as people and as Christians. So okay, let me just jump right into it. No too much talk. The first friendship I'm going to be reviewing today, drum rolls, is the friendship between God and Abraham. Yeah, it's amazing because Abraham was known as the friend of God. So I want to really understand. What made Abraham the friend of God. What made him special? And yeah, how did he even become the friend of God? And so I'll just be looking at my notes in case you see me looking down. So the first thing I want to write here is obedience. Abraham moved a lot in obedience. When God called him out of his father's land, father's house, and say, "Oh, come to the land that I will show you," he obeyed. He didn't even get the full picture. He obeyed, and he just trusted God, and he went. So another thing that we can learn from Abraham, the friendship between God and Abraham, was that Abraham believed God. Abraham had faith in God, and that made him a friend of God, because the Bible says that Abraham believed God and it was counted unto him as righteousness, and he was known as the friend of God. So if we want to be friends of God, we need to obey God, do what He says we should do, and trust Him, have faith in Him. So I just want to also review the lows and the highs of the friendship. So I think one of the lows of the friendship was when Abraham slept with Hagar. And that happened when he was 86 years old, when Ishmael was born. And the next time the Bible recorded that God spoke to Abraham was when he was 99 years old. It means that God was silent on Abraham for 13 years. Yeah, God went mute. So one thing that can be detrimental to our friendship with God is sin. When we move out of His will for our lives, that can be very detrimental to our friendship with God. So that was one thing that Abraham did that caused God to go silent on him for 13 years, according to what is in the Bible. So after that happened, I think God now came, when he was 99 years, and told him the terms of the friendship. Said, walk before me and be perfect. Walk before me and be perfect. So I think that talks about consecration. If we want to be friends of God, we need to be consecrated to God. And what is consecration? Consecration is like being totally devoted to God and separated unto God, separated from the world and separated unto God. And there are specific instructions that God may give to you, and that does not mean that it is general for everyone. So when God is calling you to consecration, for example, He may tell you to stay off social media, but that does not mean that everyone should stay off social media, right? God may tell you, I don't want you watching movies. That is a personal consecration. So it's possible. Or God will say, oh, you have to fast every day. That's a personal consecration. So God appeared to Abraham and told Abraham, walk before me and be perfect. Walk before me and be blameless. So that was the terms of the friendship, consecration. So that is something we can learn from that friendship. God moved away when there was sin. When he slept with Hagar and gave birth to Ishmael, he was silent for 13 years, and he came back and he said, walk before me and be perfect. So what are the highs of the friendship? What are the highs? The Lord visited Abraham physically. Yeah, the Bible recorded that the Lord visited Abraham, and that was when he promised him and said, "Oh, you're going to have a child, a son." And Sarah laughed and all of that. And I was like, "Oh, why did Sarah laugh?" You know. So another high of the friendship was that the Lord couldn't hide his plans from Abraham. He says, "Shall I hide this great thing from my servant, from my friend Abraham, seeing that he's going to be a great nation and all of that and all of that?" So God was intentional about that friendship. God could not hide anything from Abraham. So when we are the friends of God, it means that God will be telling us secrets. What nobody has heard, it means that we're going to be hearing that. So that is amazing. Being a friend of God is so, so amazing. Then another high of the friendship I have here is that Abraham was able to negotiate with God concerning Sodom and Gomorrah. So when we are friends of God, we can negotiate with God. He was able to say, "Oh, what if you find 50 people in the land, 50 righteous people? Are you still going to destroy it? What if you find 10 righteous people?" So he was able to commune with God in that manner and actually was able to negotiate with God. So another high of the friendship was that God eventually fulfilled his promise to Abraham and gave him the child of promise, Isaac. God is faithful and he always delivers his part. Test of the friendship. So God tested Abraham and said, "Oh, go and sacrifice your son, your only son, whom you love." And Abraham passed the test, as we all know. And that really helped to establish, the covenant between God and Abraham. God now said, "Oh, I swear, I will bless you. In blessing, I will bless you. If for you not to withhold even your son, this son that you love so much from me." So when we are friends with God, he can test us. Yeah, he'll be like, "Oh, let me even see this our friendship, how far it has gotten. Let me even see if you can give up this for me. Let me even see if you can break up break up with this person for me." So God definitely will test the friendship. He does test the friendship. So one other something else I want to say is benefit of being friends with God. It's also part of the highs. I missed this when I was talking about the highs of the friendship between God and Abraham. God fought for Abraham when Pharaoh took his wife, because they entered into the city and Abraham told Sarah, "Oh, I don't want them to kill me because you're so pretty and take you as their wife. Let me please just tell them that I am your brother." And God came to fight, and God sent plagues to the house of Pharaoh, so that was God defending that friendship. That was God defending Abraham. I know you I know you are too scared to talk and speak up for your wife, but I'm going to defend you. So when we are friends with God, he defends us, he fights for us, like we'll just be chilling and God will be fighting for us. So yeah, I just decided to start with the friendship between God and Abraham. It's so amazing and there's a lot to learn from that friendship. In summary, I think that friendship with God is possible, because if Abraham could be friends with God, it means we can be friends with God. It means that God can confide in us, tell us secrets, but it will require obedience to him, faith in him, and consecration. So I think these are the three major things I got from the life of Abraham, from his own part, what he did to, be known as a friend of God. He was obedient. He was faithful. He had faith in God. He trusted God. Even when it seemed like it was not going to be possible, he trusted God. And consecration. That was one of the terms God gave to him. You have to walk before me and be perfect. Yeah. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this Bible review series on friendship, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay blessed. Bye.